A long time ago, when George Lucas had owned the rights to Star Wars, and way before Palpatine had somehow returned in Rise of Skywalker, there was a story called Star Wars Dark Empire, where it tells the story of the first time Palpatine came back from the dead, using cloning and transferring his life essence into those clones. But we're not here to talk about this story. The point is, if you think the concept of Palpatine coming back from the dead was the dumbest idea anyone could come up with, then let me tell you the story of Star Wars Tales Issue 1, which was released on September 29th, 1999, 4 months after Phantom Menace was released. This comic book issue starts with Obi-Wan searching for another potential Jedi. Besides Luke Skywalker, he actually senses another Force user on the planet Tatooine. But every time he would search and even get close to the presence, he could never figure out who it is. Well, there's a good reason for that, because the Force user he was actually looking for was Skippy the droid. If this droid looks familiar, he should, because this is R5-D4 from Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. It is revealed that R5-D4, aka Skippy, is Force sensitive, working at Jabba's palace and desperately trying to keep his tray of beverages from spilling by using the Force. But he got good enough to where he can actually remove his restraining bolt and leave Jabba's palace by using the Jedi mind trick on the guards at the front gates and just being able to slip past, starting a new life for himself on the planet of Tatooine. But then realizes he can't survive in the desert by himself, so he allows himself to be captured by Jawas, knowing that A, they could take care of him and give him power, and B, he can escape whenever he wants. As soon as R5-D4 meets R2 and 3PO, he has a vision of Princess Leia with cinnamon buns for hair. Are they implying that Star Wars has Cinnabons? Why they gotta do her like that? She got glazed hair. Anyway, so we're catching up with the moment where they're being sold off to Luke and Owen. And when Skippy sees Luke, he realizes that the Force is strong in Luke Skywalker, thinking to himself that if him and Luke team up, they can actually defeat the Empire and bring back the glory of the Jedi, and maybe bring back the Jedi. So he uses the Force to convince Owen to buy Skippy off of the Jawas. And as soon as Skippy is picked, he has a vision that if he doesn't sacrifice himself so that R2 can go with Luke, then the Empire will never be defeated and the galaxy will be enslaved forever. So he blows himself up. And apparently when he blew himself up, he didn't die, he just went in a coma. But when the stormtroopers came to kill all the Jawas, one of their blaster bolts actually hits Skippy and kills him. What was the point of that panel? You could have just said he died when he blew himself up. And then after his tragic death, Skippy becomes a Force ghost? Like, I swear to God, I thought this was metaphorical for a second, but I'm like reading it and I'm like, wait a minute, are they suggesting that Skippy is a Force ghost now? This is a really mind-numbingly stupid story, because aside from explaining things that didn't need to be explained, Obi-Wan said in A New Hope, while explaining the Force to Luke, that it's an energy field created by all living things. Circuits, wires, and metal is not really organic, is it? Like when Goku goes to use a spirit bomb, he is calling for the energy of life. So he's getting this energy from plants, trees, animals, people, organic life. You know where he's not getting that energy from? From cars, buildings, street lamps. So bottom line, droids should not use the Force. That's all I gotta say.